Hey, honey,
Yes, Barry?
let's get out of here.
Where are we going?
Where do we always go?
Me fascina el viento, este ritmo de palmas, sin ti naturaleza, hasta encontrar la playa. Por eso grito al mundo, yo soy de Puerto Vallarta. Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar. Samba de
Hello, fellow
Puerto
travelers, and welcome to this
Vallarta.
episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. I'm your host, Barry Kessler, and I'm just so happy to be introducing you to my favorite vacation destination. Maybe it's even yours. That is Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. The music you're listening to is performed by Alberto Perez. Alberto is the owner of the La Palapa group of restaurants here. Those are the Le Bistro Jazz Cafe, Riverside on the Isla Quale, and then there's the La Palapa, Puerto Vallarta's oldest restaurant on the famous Los Muertos Beach. And then there's the El Dorado Restaurant and Beach Club right next door to that. So you can enjoy the fantastic view of the Los Muertos Pier, all lit at night in beautiful colors, during the day in its grand splendor for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, seated with your toes in the sand right at the water's edge, or Riverside at Le Bistro, right there on Isla Quale. It's so romantic. It's so Puerto Vallarta, my friends. By the way, talking about the Los Muertos Pier, there's color. They've added color back to the pier. They've done some very interesting things. It looks like, well, you got to see it. I got some pictures of it in the show notes. You can check it out. This week, I have a hodgepodge of guests, including my friends, do-gooders in town here, Dale Boyati and Kim Easter. You've met them before. They came to our meetup we had some open microphones way back in July. And anyway, we're going to talk about their toilet paper drive that they're going to be having tomorrow, August the 26th. We also have my friend James Sabatini. James is going to be talking about moving the romantic walk from their original spot over on Calle Carranza. That's right. They moved it to the Malecon and joined forces with his business partner at their new restaurant, Doña Chela's Food and Bar. And it's called something else. We're going to find out what it is. Okay. It's called Chela's now, but we'll be talking with James and his business partner, Rosio, on this podcast. And talking about restaurants on the move, I finally caught up with Natalie and Hanan over at Tre Piatti and Don Chava. We were able to talk about their move and their their lovely new location here in Puerto Vallarta. We have Vallarta news and more, so let's get to it. Let's see what's happening in Puerto Vallarta the 22nd of August, 2026. It is hot and it is humid here in Paradise. I've had conversations with a lot of locals, a lot of visitors too, and people that have been here for years. They all agree it's hotter than ever before. I don't remember it ever being this way. So let me give you a little bit of advice here. If you're planning on coming out here, plan your days accordingly. You know, I can't stress enough how invaluable cotton is. 100% cotton, not a blend, okay? But cotton. And you want to get shirts and underwear and socks if possible. If you look around town, you're going to notice that many of us gringos, including me, I've done it almost to everything I own. We've cut the sleeves, and the necklines off of our t-shirts to get more airflow, kind of making it more of a tank top or whatever works, It is the standard uniform down here. A hat, of course. Sunglasses are a must. A sweat rag is also a must. We never leave home. We never. Debbie says, "You got a sweat rag?" I say, "Yeah, I do." And I take one for her too. And of course, that's because we cut the sleeves off of all of our shirts and we have nowhere to wipe our faces. It's a vicious circle. But really, it's no joke. You're going to need a sweat rag. Bring one, bring two. You know how you sweat, so get ready. An umbrella used as a parasol. Get it? Parasol in Spanish for the sun. Parasol. A parasol or an umbrella is a big game changer. It can double as a real umbrella to protect you from the sudden opening of the sky, which happens. It happens a lot here. We've been getting rained on a lot lately, actually, at least every other day now, which is a welcome change. We really need it. It really helps cool off the intense heat. And of course, it fills up the rivers and the aquifers and everything that we all need to survive in this town that's always growing. Um, in this heat, we stop whenever we feel overwhelmed. We don't mess around. We duck into Oxos, pharmacias. Most of them are air conditioned, right? Stores. There's some stores around there that are air conditioned. And we take our time. We read labels. We talk about what we find, and we just kind of hang around till we're cooled down. It's very effective. Uh, you want to try to buy something at some of these places too. I mean, you don't want to like stiff them, but hey, you do what you can to survive around here. Of course, you need to walk on the shady side of the street whenever possible. I mean, if the sun's straight up and down, you're toast. But direct sunlight, the direct sunlight here will beat you down. It will wear you out. So remember that. And take air-conditioned Ubers. Cabs are iffy sometimes. They don't run their air, but you know what? Ubers will. Ubers also usually have seatbelts in the back seat that work. So there's that too. But anyway, you might want to take a cab instead of walking, even if you think like the distance to cover that area is way too short for a ride. It's very cheap. You could get one for like 60 pesos, some guy to take you up the street for 60 pesos. It's like $3. And who wants to have heat exhaustion? Nobody does. It can ruin your day, can ruin your vacation. So keep that in mind. And remember, drink lots of water and that stuff, those electrolytes, it's a long word. But find something that is not just water. I mean, get something else in you. I don't mean beer. If you're drinking adult beverages, make sure you are properly hydrated with the right stuff. And anyway, look for air-conditioned restaurants and bars as we do. I have a list of over 80 of them, by the way, which I can send you along with my newsletter where I review Puerto Vallarta restaurants that I like, that we test them out. And we don't send you to the bad ones. We only send you to the good ones. Just send me an email to pvtravelshow@gmail.com or Puerto Vallarta Travel Show @gmail.com. Either one of those will work. And I'll get that list over to you with my first newsletter, which I'm finally finishing up. And I'll have it out to you right away. All those people who asked for it and are waiting, it's on its way. The first edition, I'm going to review 2 restaurants. One is Natureza, and the other is a beautiful new restaurant in Marina Vallarta. It's called Christina. So send me an email and sign up today. I don't sell your information. Everything there is between you and me. So that's how you stay cool in paradise. It gets cooler in November, and that's just around the corner, right? So it is still August, Agosto, and the people in the know up in El Tuito who search out the magic mushrooms, that are hongos mágicos, refer to the month of August as Hongosto. It's a magic combination of the month of August and the psilocybin mushroom, that is. If that interests any of you, join a Facebook group in El Tuito. Maybe gently ask around. You might find a local guide. And then take a bus to El Tuito for an adventure. And be careful. It's been quiet. It's September. Quiet times happen right as September approaches. And we've known this month as here in Vallarta, it's known as Septiembre. It's another Mexican mashup combining the slow season month of September, where many restaurants and businesses take the time off, they take a break, they do some repairs, get ready for high season, and that happens, of course, at the end of October. So make sure you call ahead, by the way, if you're in town or if you're coming to town, just find out if your restaurant is open or not. We have missed a few of them. A lot of times they don't check their Facebook pages or go there and make the changes in the hours. And as I've said, I've had several occasions where we've gone to restaurants and they didn't check, they didn't change any of that. So pick up your phone and call them. They'll pick up the phone. And if they don't pick up the phone, don't go. So anyway, that's that. As I've said more than once on this podcast, Debbie and I don't return to Los Angeles, where we're from, very often. When we do, it's either for a funeral or a wedding. And this time it was for a funeral, or let's say memorial service, for a longtime childhood neighbor who lived across the street from us. Sister, my longtime friend, Dr. John, my board-certified radiologist and amateur gynecologist. I've talked about John once or twice on the show. But Rachel, his sister, was only 69 years old. It's really, it's young. But hey, she lived a colorful life, you know what I mean? And we had a really nice get-together with lots of old high school friends and old neighbors. And on this trip down, I brought the remains of JR. John Russell was my buddy here. One of the reasons I came to do this podcast was to help JR. And he died about a year ago. His ashes and his important belongings have been here in the Vallarta area, kind of waiting around to be delivered. And his son Lee, he lives in the Silver Lake area near Griffith Park in Los Angeles, if you know where that is. I figured I would bring that to him. We had that arrangement made. I'll talk a little bit about the people that helped JR in his last days. I think that's an important story to tell about people who, really don't have anybody around them to help them out, and don't have funds and stuff. Who actually helped JR out in his last days. It's an interesting story. But I delivered about 50 pounds of his stuff, whatever fit into a suitcase, to his son Lee. And there is another 50 pounds still here. And the other 50 pounds I will be returning, next time I'm up. So whenever someone decides to die or get married or both, I don't know. I met his son. I met Lee on a previous occasion when I was still living in California. He came to my house in Simi Valley to bring some money to me to bring to JR, which I did way back then. And so this time I went out to meet him. We chatted about the loss of his dad, and surprisingly, just to give a little bit of an insight on this, he had just lost his mom a couple of weeks before JR died. He told me a story about her. Of course, she was JR's ex-wife. She was Japanese. She lived in Alhambra, I think he said. It's a very Asian section of Los Angeles. And he talked about the circumstances of her passing. Apparently, she had had a heart attack in her car, and someone discovered her dead, parked in a mall parking lot. And he told me that he was always afraid that his mom would die alone in her condo, in her house. He mentioned that she was a pack rat, and he was busy emptying the place right now. I guess he's getting ready to sell it. But he mentioned you could just hardly move in her condo. He's afraid that you'd go and find her one day, days later, after she passed. She wasn't very well, I guess. And, but he was relieved that it didn't go that way and someone else found her when she passed away. Very sad. And He seemed to be relieved to have JR and some of his things, including his computer and his sailing instrument, his favorite. He was proud to know how to use a sextant, and so that went right over to his son. By the way, I was talking about sailing and sextants. I'm going to have someone from the Vallarta Yacht Club talk about sailing pretty soon here. They teach sailing. Sometimes they need a crew. So if you're a sailor or if you got a boat, they want to talk to you too. So stay tuned for that one. But yes, JR is finally back on U.S. soil after almost 35 years in Mexico. Luckily, the IRS wasn't waiting for him at the gate. He never paid his taxes. He was kind of proud of that too, by the way. If you want to see what our apartment looks like and you want to watch me yap about myself, you should watch the last episode of a YouTube channel called Almost Retired in Mexico with Brighton West. Brighton's YouTube channel focuses on people like me, retiring and moving to Mexico, not just Puerto Vallarta, but all over Mexico. It's very, very interesting. He stopped by to interview me, and the video is now live, and it is embedded in the blog post. Or just look up Almost Retired in Mexico with Brighton West on the YouTube, and you will find it there. And you will also find out why I have a face for radio. Brighton does a great job. Made me look okay. And he's a real pro, by the way. He also interviewed several of my past guests and friends of mine here while he was in town. He interviewed Audra Ricketts. If you remember Audra, she's a YouTuber from real life Puerto Vallarta. As well as Brent Lane from CPS News, English language local news with Jesse and Brent. And then he's got that other channel, his own other channel called Puerto Vallarta Real News. Brighton stopped and did videos with both of them while he was in town. So you can kind of see how they live as well, right? So anyway, check him out. Check out his channel. He does really great work. Sad news. Por Favor Saloon and Cookhouse has closed for good. Really closed for good. When I first met JR, I came to one of his meetups, and he was having them every Tuesday over at Kelly's Por Favor Saloon and Cookhouse. In fact, my first open microphone meet and greet was right there with JR at Kelly's. Kelly sold Por Favor, the name, the furniture, the equipment, and so forth in May of 2021. She did not own the building, so she sold the name and the contents of the building to Teresa Boone from Saskatchewan, Canada in, like I said, in 2021. And Teresa tried really hard. She tried really hard to attract a crowd. She had top-tier bands play on her little stage. It was a little stage. And it was a little dance floor, and then she had people that she had watching from outside, and she did that a lot. Almost every night during high season, she had a top tier band in there, but she never used the top floor. As far as I could tell, there was a spiral staircase. It was a tricky climb. I don't know if you remember that. But either way, up or down, it was not going to be easy with a few drinks on board, if you know what I mean. And I don't know, carrying drinks and food and stuff up and down those stairs probably was not that easy either. The kitchen, it never seemed busy. And then, of course, talking with Teresa, she was talking in the end, talked about stress that was bad for her health. And she put the bar up for sale this April of 2026. And unfortunately, in the end, she had no buyers for Por Favor. The name, famous name there with furnishings, the equipment was not enough to get the sale, especially without the building, right? So kind of makes you wonder, how much Mexican beer do you have to sell to stay in business around here? I'd say a whole lot. So, adios, por favor, saloon and cookhouse. You will be sorely missed by a lot of Canadians and musicians too. That's for sure. And if you walk by there today, which I did last night, as a matter of fact, you will see the old Por Favor being transformed into a taco restaurant. It's going to be named Los Tarascos for tacos. The sign says El Pastor como nadie lo hace. So, carne al pastor like nobody makes it, I guess. And I hear they're a chain from Mexico City or Guadalajara. There's already one in Puerto Vallarta, as a matter of fact. It's over in Colonia Aurelias, over on Avenida Francisco Villa. And I also saw that they tore out that spiral staircase that I was just talking about, and they built stairs. So, yeah, they are going to be using that roof and the whole property there, it looks like. And good for them. God knows we need more taco stands in Puerto Vallarta, right? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yum, 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 yum. So, adios to Por Favor Saloon and Cookhouse. It was good while it lasted. It really was. And it seems that many restaurants are closing due to lack of business. Just last week, the restaurant, bar, and nightclub Monkey business closed. I'd never been there. Have you been there? Here's an article from Vallarta Online Reporters. That's different than Vallarta Reporters Online, by the way. It really is, but here it is. This article is by Jose R., dated August 10th, 2026. The low season is becoming more than just a statistic in Puerto Vallarta. It's starting to be felt in cash registers, payrolls, and ultimately in businesses that are never reopening. Now it's monkey business, Puerto Vallarta's turn. A restaurant, bar, and nightlife venue in the hotel zone that has announced its permanent closure after 5 years in operation. The company was direct in explaining the context of its departure. Today, the reality of our tourist destination forces us to say goodbye. The move is especially symbolic given its location. Monkey business operates on Avenida Francisca Medina Asensio, practically in the middle of the hotel corridor, and just meters away from resorts like Hacienda Buenaventura, the Cristal Grande, Cristal Vallarta, and the Crown Paradise. It wasn't just a restaurant. During these 5 years, it operated with live music, rock, karaoke, singers, DJs, theme parties, and special celebrations. The article goes on to explain that a 30% drop in tourism is from the U.S. and Canada. They're using hotel occupancy and airport arrival rates, and they say they're causing all the closure of and are putting pressure on all existing businesses in Puerto Vallarta. Yeah, I have a list to that story from the Vallarta Online Reporters in the show notes. You can find it at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. So what do you think? Have you ever been in monkey business? What do you think's going on over there? I'll tell you who's not going away. I'll tell you right now, it's Captain Don's in the middle of May. You'll remember, if you're following my podcast, I had Berenice Martin del Campo. She was on the show, and she was talking about having to move her restaurant bar. And then this Saturday, just 3 months later, she reopened her brand spanking new location with her brand new restaurant. It is lovely. And let's just go right now and hear what she's planned. And now that she's reopened in slow season, let's go over to Calle San Salvador 506 in Colonia, Cinco de Diciembre. And let's meet the happy lady right now at Captain Don's. Take it away, Berenice. Berenice, thanks for coming on the show again.
Thank you. Thank you. Always.
Congratulations. Grand opening here. You got a full house. It's amazing.
Yes, it's amazing. Even it's a slow season, but yeah, everybody's here. So we are so happy to back.
So what's the plan for, your brand new season that's starting off here?
I had 3 bands per week. We had Wednesday, the Lovers. Friday, I had Duncan Childrek in the band. And Saturday, like you hear now, is Monaco. So,
Fantastic. All right. So for off season, this is amazing. You know, you've got an air conditioned spot. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was like putting this place together? Because you started off with just almost, I mean, you got the building and then you just changed it.
yeah, that was definitely a huge change for sure. You can see that. But it's so exciting and emotional because we're doing way better. We don't have problems for the heat because we had AC. So we're working on many details right now and make it better and more faster the service and more easy the job for my employees, obviously. And you guys had the happy hour and a lots of the promotions for the summertime. So you will enjoy it and had a fun. So yeah, we're working on it.
All right. So you've got the full kitchen going on here yet, or are we?
Kitchen is working, yes, 12 to 8 o'clock full time. And that we had the menu. So yes.
Okay. So when you come into Captain Don's, you can get the menu that you're used to.
And I posted on Facebook the happy hours, the promotion, everything. So they can check what's going on every day.
Okay. So your daily hours, can you go at that real quick for us?
We working right now. We open the full week, but I pretend the next week, Sunday and Monday, we had a day off because it's a slow season. But 5 days a week, we open 12 to 10 p.m.
All right. I have pictures of this new place. It's amazing. It's cool. And it's just brand spanking new Captain
so
Don's.
Good. I'm so happy to back. So thank you, honey.
Well, thank you so much. And thanks for talking with us today. And good luck to you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Bernice. Like I said, we were talking about how the restaurant is air conditioned. And if you remember Captain Don's, if you'd been to the original one, it was not air conditioned. And they used to pass out frozen wet washcloths to cool you down. It was really nice. You put it on your neck, and it was just, you needed them, but you don't need them here. In fact, I didn't see any of those there. And, well, that's because of the nice air conditioning. The place also has tiled flooring. So the dance floor is far superior to that brick dance floor that they had in the original place. You can spare your ankles. It'd be really nice. They have tables with umbrellas to shade you from. They're all set up on the outside of the restaurant in like the little sidewalk area. And so you can sit there outdoors and have a smoke if you want. The Panteon, the cemetery, and the Cinco de Diciembre market, the Mercado up there, are just their block up the street. They're really, really easy to get to. And speaking of easy to get to, you can get there by Uber or taxi very easily. Or if you feel like taking a walk, you can do that too. I've got a picture of the place and the crowd that she had there for her grand opening. I've got them all in the show notes. She has live music in the off season, so you need to go and support her. And like I said, congratulations to you, Bernice. It's a wonderful place. Get up there and check out the new Captain Don's. And talking about air-conditioned places with entertainment in the off season, there is Whiskey Kitchen. They are pulling their weight. Oasis is doing it too. And next week, I'm going to have Juan Alvarado from the Katrina Cantina. They are rocking it over there at the Katrina Cantina. Can I say that? I don't know. Can I say that twice? Katrina Cantina. I can do it. They are rocking it there. They've got something new. It seems like almost every hour, but seriously, they are doing some good things over at the Katrina Cantina. We'll be talking with Juan next time out. Stay tuned. There's so much to do in the off season. Get out there, support all of these establishments if you can, because they need you. They really, really do. We just talked about places closing, so you need to get over there and spend your money. Have some fun. Talking about restaurants on the move. A couple of weeks ago, we talked with my friend James Sabatini from The Romantic Walk. The Romantic Walk has fresh Thai street food made to order. The Romantic Walk is, as you may know, one of my favorite take-home food places in this town. And he told us a couple weeks ago about his partnership that he has developed with Doña Chela's. Doña Chela's is a local, long-established Mexican senadoria. And together, he and the folks over at Doña Chela's opened up on the Malecon across the street from Tile Park their lovely restaurant called Doña Chela's Bar. And there they offered Mexican antojitos and a bar, of course. Now, what is an antojito? Well, according to the wikis, just go ahead and take a look here. An antojito is, they're traditional Mexican street foods and small plate snacks made mostly from corn, beans, and fresh toppings. Foods like pozole, gorditas, sopes, tostadas, and enchiladas. And looking at the menu over at Doña Chela's Bar over at the beach, which they opened up, they've got a few more bar options thrown in, and air conditioning, and of course they got alcohol. But you need a scorecard to keep up with all the changes in Puerto Vallarta, because, hold on to your hats, James closed the Romantic Walk, the location on Calle Jacarandas. And wait. It's not closed forever. He moved it. He moved it down to the Doña Chela location. And they even changed the name of Doña Chela's to Chelas. And to tell us all about it, let's hear from James Sabatini and his business partner, Rosie Orozco, all about the move, the name change, and the new combination of Mexican treats, antojitos, and Thai street food. Oh, and alcohol. You're going to find it all at Chelas, a Thai and Mexican mashup that you'll just love. James and Rocio, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Barry. Well, nice to see you again. Thanks for coming.
All right.
Thank you.
Rocio, where are you from? ¿De dónde eres?
I'm from Huatulco, Oaxaca.
Really? Okay.
Hualtuco, that's in the beach, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what's like south of here, right?
Yeah.
So,
I haven't been there yet, but I've heard many things.
Yeah.
I didn't know you're from Huatuco. De la playa estás. Eres. Oh,
Tú
wow.
sabes.
Yeah,
No, sabía de Oaxaca. I knew
Ah.
about Oaxaca, but I didn't know that she was from the beach.
Oh, from there you go. All right. all
Okay.
right. And so you are, your business here is Doña Chela, right?
Well, now we changed names to Chelas. We're just
Okay.
Chelas.
Oh, it's Chela's now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chelas is a little easier for everyone to remember. It's one word, and it also is slang for beers here in Mexico.
Right.
You can say Chela for let's go have a beer, or let's have Chelas at Chelas. Let's go have beers. Yeah.
Very good.
And Cheves is another way of saying beers here in Mexico.
Right.
Slang, obviously.
Yeah.
Because the real word is cerveza.
Right. Exactly. Well, then there's like the big ones, like the caguamas and the
Caguama,
ballenas.
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like
Ballenas,
that.
yeah.
All right.
There's so many words,
I do.
Yeah.
I do. So, all right. So now so not Doña Chela, it's Chelas.
just Chelas. Yep.
All right. And
Yeah.
it's Chelas on the Malecon, right?
Chelas on the Malecon right here in front of the park. Some people think of it as Tile Park. It's officially called Lázaro Cárdenas, Parque Lázaro Cárdenas. We're right at the end of Carranza, Lázaro Cárdenas, right next to the beach by the Blue Shrimp. But we're on the second floor, so that's a look up, see our balcony, and you'll see us in the stairway up.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So we've been here before when it was Doña Chela.
Yeah.
And there's been a couple of changes here. So you want to tell us a little bit about that, James?
Okay, so in addition to abbreviating the name and having full-on air conditioning, which maybe you've been by before and we didn't have that, but now we have two nice ACs.
Yes, you do.
And if you happen to come up and it's not on, we will put it on. Don't you stress about that.
It comes on really fast too.
Comes
by
on
the
really
way.
fast.
Yeah.
The fans help it
Yeah.
circulate quite well. So the big news, and very, very, very kindly said, let's do another interview, is that I moved Romantic Walk into Chelas. So now there's basically two menus. Romantic Walk menu, which is all the same, and the Chela's menu, which is authentic Mexican food. That's still the same. We've added a few things to the menu, but you can basically choose whichever menu you like. You can mix and match. And one of the best things about that, aside from it just makes things economically easier for both businesses, is you can get a jasmine tea now, or a beer, or add some whiskey to your jasmine tea. I don't know if you've ever had calpico, but you can add rum to that. It's very tasty. I always add Crown Royal to that one.
Okay.
So yeah, you can have a little bit more of a dining experience with Romantic Walk food, but a full service bar, and that's a win for us at Romantic Walk.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so and you're doing to go here too, right? You're doing to go with the food from Chela's as well as Romantic Walk, or no?
We do to go, definitely for Romantic Walk, but we're not doing a big carry out service for Doña Chela's.
Okay.
And that's because like the profit margins on that food, Mexican food, are really small. And so all those to go containers and forks and all that stuff tends to be expensive. But anybody comes for food and they want to grab it to go, we're going to say yes.
Right.
We just don't feature, highlight it.
That's not what you're pushing.
That's not what we're pushing.
That's
exactly.
all good. All right. And plus you want to have real, live, authentic Mexican food here. And Rocio, you could tell us what kind of menu is on the Chela's menu.
We have Mexican food, pozole, enchiladas, gorditas, nachos,
Which one's your favorite?
creo que enmoladas.
Enmoladas. Yeah, that's the
I love that
mole
stuff.
on top of enchiladas, basically. You can put it with chicken inside or pork. Yeah, that's pretty good too, enmoladas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because enmoladas, like mole is from Oaxaca, or is that from Puebla? Or is it from many places?
For many places,
Okay.
Puebla, Oaxaca.
¿Y nuestro enmoladas, el estilo es de Oaxaca or de qué parte, tú sabes? I don't know which.
Creo que es Puebla.
Okay, so our style
Puebla.
of enmoladas, the mole is from Puebla.
Oh, very good. Yeah. Well, the food here is delicious. Gotta tell you.
What did you have, Barry, that you liked?
Oh, I think I had the enchiladas. What did you have, Debbie? She can't remember. Okay.
She had one too many margaritas,
That's
in my opinion. That's
that
a good
was-
thing.
That happens. It happens. It happens a lot.
Oh, we have a little like informal competition all the time between me and the other bartenders who makes the best margarita. So if you come by and I'm here or one of them are here, let's just challenge us. Who makes the
Right.
better margarita?
Okay. Well, then the challenge is on. That's the way to do it. All right. So you brought the walk in, right?
Yeah, the walk's literally in the back of the kitchen. We
Okay.
have one walk right now versus two on the cart. And if you knew that we had a cart on the street, you can tell over there, Barry, that we made the walk cart into the exhaust.
Oh, yes, you did. I
What
can
do
see
you call
it.
it? The exhaust,
Yeah, the
area?
trap, whatever they call
Whatever.
that. Yeah,
So
yeah.
we converted that into
The funnel, the chimney.
we converted that into
Oh,
that.
that's pretty cool, bro.
And a little bit like trying to be resourceful, but also preserve what we had
A
there.
little bit of that past. All right,
Yeah.
we'll take a picture of that for sure, and I'll have that in the show notes.
A friend of Eddie's did the paint job on that, and so I was like, if there's a way to keep that, that would be nice. So that's
Yeah.
the idea that came up. I
Well,
wouldn't call that new, but that's a little quirk.
right. Well, I think that this is brilliant. You're going to have fusion here. You're going to have Mexican fusion with Thai fusion, and voila. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got something that nobody else got.
Yeah, you know what else is like really interesting about the walk is if you've had us before, you know you can get your food in 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
Mexican food, depending on what it is, it has many steps. So sometimes that takes, especially if there's four people sit down at once at another table, it can take many steps to get that food out.
Yeah.
But if you want something fast and you got a little appetizer going on, just get a walk and split that amongst your table, and you can have that on your table in 5 minutes. So that way, you know, you're enjoying a drink or enjoying the view or the music or whatever, and you don't have to feel anxious for your food. So
Yeah.
that's one feature of the two of them being here at the same time, I think is a good thing.
I agree. Well, plus just the great food. I mean, I think it's a great mix up. I don't know. What do you call it? A mashup? I don't know what you call it there, but it's
Well,
really
the other
good.
thing that's really good about both of them is everything's fresh. Of course, the wok vegetables we get daily, but the Mexican food too, like our tortillas come from the factory over there by the river. The masa that we make our tortillas, the tacos, from, and the empanadas that's made fresh every day. So you could taste the difference when it comes fresh daily. It's a little extra work to bring it in every day fresh, but everything's nearby, as you know,
Yeah.
and it's worth it because you can taste the difference.
Absolutely can't. No, let's talk about Doña Chela just for a minute, just to remind everybody about where that is. And
Okay, Doña Chela's is up in Vestuviano, Carranza. It's near to Jacarandas, where the walk used to be, and they still have their same menu, and they're doing well up there. They just wanted to focus on their main location and not focus on down here, so that's why we had a change in our menu a little bit. And we focused on what works down here, like adding hamburgers. But we definitely had hamburgers and fries. We have wings and nachos, like a more American style nachos that people are used to. Yeah, so we changed the menu a little bit to feature what our clientele is down here.
Right.
Because not everyone ventures across the street, across the highway to go. It's not far, as you know, Barry,
No.
but not everybody goes
that's
way.
true.
Because we don't want people to be confused by what the menu is here versus what they have up there. There's a
Right.
lot of the same stuff, but we definitely have a few more things that are a little bit more tourist friendly. People looking for that stuff, especially hamburgers, which we make a good burger. It's a basic on the grill, flat top, let's call it, so you don't think it's like flame broiled. It's not a smash burger. I love those smash burgers over by Smash and Slice. He's awesome.
Yeah.
We have a regular, very tasty hamburger cheeseburger, chopped up lettuce. We're about to have a little Big Mac sauce. Don't tell McDonald's.
Yeah.
And French fries, of course.
All right. Very good. All right. Excellent. Well, I'm glad, we don't want to mix them up, but I just want to make sure that people remember that place.
The two of them exist.
Exactly. Anything else you want to add before we say goodbye this time?
Wait, yeah, I guess that one big difference, just to remind everyone, is down here in Chela's, we have the full bar, and there was some mix-up. Sometimes people would go to Doña Chela's thinking it was here, and they would look for margaritas. So they don't have the bar up there. So if you're looking for a beer or margarita, it's on Chela's down here at the Malecon.
Excellent. Very, very good. Well, James, Rosia, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thanks for getting everything straight, and we're gonna wish you a lot of luck at the new location for the romantic walk, which is now Chela.
Yeah, we're looking forward to you guys coming by, and a really nice high season and some cool weather.
Yeah, it'll be nice when that finally happens. I'll have a map that'll take you to the front door of this place, and I'll have pictures, of course. And thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, James and Rosio. You have a recipe for success, my friends. I have all the contact information and pictures and a map that'll take you right to the front door of Chela's. Right there for you in the show notes. All right, next we head over to my meet and greet from last month. Oh my God, it's been so long since my last episode. I'm really sorry. Debbie, she got a cold, and there I needed to be nursing her back to beer drinking status. And then that trip to Los Angeles that I told you about. So the next episode is going to be so much sooner, I promise. But we've been really, really busy, so hang in there. More coming your way really soon. We had a really nice turnout for the meetup over at El Granero. El Granero, of course, is a local brewery, one of my favorites. It's got air conditioning, it's got sports, it's got great food too. And I want to thank the owners. I want to thank Connor and Stephanie Watts just for the use of your fine establishment for our meetups. They are always so kind and really, really happy to let us show up. Now, due to some restraints for this episode, I have 2 interviews that I'm saving for next week's show. See what I'm talking about? We got people in the can here. We've got listeners Mark Reinecke. Mark's from Ohio, and then Troy Molko. Troy, he just moved here, and we've been email pals for a while, and we've even had beers before. But we're going to meet Mark and Troy next time, and it's going to be really soon. Like I said, they're really good, but we're a bit limited on time today. You can see things are kind of moving a little slow. So stay tuned for Troy. And for Mark, Trey will tell us about him getting his residency, and Mark's going to tell us about listening to the podcast for almost 9 years now, coming to Puerto Vallarta, and what he's learned. And both of them are really, really great. Joining us, we're also at this meetup. We had some people that didn't talk, but then we had some that did. You've met them before, and if you've been following the show, you know who they are. They are do-gooders. They're do-gooders here in Puerto Vallarta in town. Dale Boyadi and Kim Easter. They came to our meetup with microphones, and we talked about a toilet paper drive that's coming up tomorrow, 26th of April. So let's hear all about it. Let's go right now to El Granero, and let's hear from Kim and Dale about their toilet paper drive. With Dale and Kim, thanks for coming back on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Tell everybody what you guys are up to. You've got some crazy thing going on here. It has to do with toilet paper.
Yeah, we're just in the midst of organizing a special day called the International Toilet Paper Day, and it'll be on August 26th. So we're pretty excited.
So
we're learning a lot about toilet paper.
This is going to be the first, right? This is going to be the first toilet paper day ever?
Yes, I think so.
You wouldn't find it on the calendar, right? I mean, it won't be the National Toilet Paper Day. This is something that you're making up. This is something that you're developing all by yourself.
No. Dale looked it up. She's always looking for new ways to fundraise. So she saw that August 26th is actually International Toilet Paper Day. So we thought we would bring it to PV and help the local community get some toilet paper.
All right. Now, why is this so important? Tell everybody why it's important, Dale.
Well,
I mean, toilet paper, you would think, it's everywhere, right? But no, it's not, right?
yeah, it's probably not the most glamorous thing to talk about, but if it's needed, right? Or the recipients of the toilet paper are going to be primary schools. So that's our goal, to help primary schools. And one of the big reasons is parents get a list every year of things they have to bring to the school. Cleaning supplies, the school supplies,
Really?
and then
Okay,
on that list is toilet paper.
So as part of like the tuition, it's like bring stuff, right? You have to bring like hygiene supplies and stuff to help.
Yeah. And I know it's not easily affordable for a lot of families, so we thought, why not get the community together and do a little toilet paper drive, just like in November when we did the diaper drive. That was a great success. So now we're trying to keep it going and keep the community involved with helping the children by keeping good hygiene.
Oh, that's so cool. All right. So how are we going to do this? What's going to happen? What can everybody do?
Okay. So what's going to happen is it's just going to be a one-day event, and it's actually going to be here at El Granero, where we are right now.
Yeah, yay.
In Emiliana Zapata. And it's going to be on Wednesday, August 26th, which is the actual International Toilet Paper Day. And it'll be from 12 to 4. And what we're hoping is we'll have the community come down with packages and rolls of toilet paper. And once we've collected it, in the next 2 days, school doesn't go back till after the toilet paper drive. And so we're going to be delivering it to the schools ourselves. And we've got schools in all different areas of Vallarta. And again, they're primary schools that we're doing. And if we do get a lot, we're also going to be using them for dispenses that, we do a lot of outreach in the community.
Right. So remind everybody what a dispensa is. Okay. Not everybody knows what that is.
Yeah. Dispensas are like food hampers. So they usually have pretty well the same kind of items in them, but they provide food and usually a roll of toilet paper. So beans, rice, bouillon cubes, tomato paste, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so we're going to be delivering toilet paper to mostly the primary schools.
Right. And so is that a big deal too? I mean, how is that? How are you going to do that? Have you decided how you're going to be able to make that work? The delivery system?
Yeah, we're partnering up with Caesar. He's a great person that Dale's been working with for years, and he's well into the community. And we are working with Patty, a local social worker, and
Ah.
she has provided us with a list of a minimum of 5 schools that we're going to be working with and donating to. And we're getting the principals involved, and we're really trying to make this a big community effort. And if you can't come on the 26th and drop off toilet paper, we're going to have an online donation link, and you can donate in pesos, Canadian dollars, or US dollars. And then we'll go out and purchase the toilet paper for you.
Right. Okay, very good. So I think many of my listeners, at least half of you guys, are probably somewhere else. So we'll have that link in the show notes, and maybe we'll even go live that day. We'll come over here and we'll do some sort of a, I don't know, TP-a-thon or something of that nature. I don't know. Right?
That would be
Yeah.
great. Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, mark your calendars. It's already there, according to Dale. It is National or International Toilet Paper Day, and be here or be square, because that's kind of what toilet paper is, right? Little square sheets.
Right.
Sheets, yeah.
All right. So
And fun fact, Dale did some research. They didn't start using toilet paper and make it mandatory in Mexico until 1980.
In the
No.
schools and restaurants.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, wait a minute.
1980.
What were they using? What were they using?
Corn husks, newspaper.
I knew it.
And magazines.
But there's a lot of countries still to this day that don't have toilet paper, right?
Oh,
But
Well,
yeah,
that's-
we're just going to try to help some of the schools and the families.
Yeah, be clean with dignity.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
should say so. Yeah. People used to think that this bringing reading material to the bathroom was new. It's never been that new, right?
Yeah.
So
Uh,
reduce, reuse, recycle.
and if everybody can help in like supplying a roll of toilet paper, it'll be amazing how many rolls we can collect.
Yeah.
So we're hoping we get a lot of toilet paper so we can help everybody. It'll be wonderful.
I agree.
We're looking forward to meeting everybody. We might even have some surprises that day if you come by, but we don't know yet, but we're working on that too.
Okay. Oh, I like that. I love that. Okay, you guys. I don't know what else to say to you two, but you're just amazing, both of you. And what
Thank
you
you.
both do here is this is a lot of planning. This is a lot of thought, and it's going to be perfect for all those schools out there that are going to get your help.
Yeah, Dale's little slogan is "Let's roll Vallarta." So let's make it happen.
I love it. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
All right. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having
Have a
us.
great day.
See you soon.
All right. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Dale. If you're in town tomorrow, August is going to be August 26th. Head on over to El Granero on Francisco y Madero, 333. Bring toilet paper or pesos for these ladies to buy toilet paper. They are on a mission. They're going to do a great job. Let's help them out. I have links to in the show notes, by the way, where you can send money to this very worthy cause. Check it out at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. All right, now let's move from the meetup to another 2 restaurants that have moved recently, Tre Piatti and Don Chava. Not to be confused with Doña Chela. Oh, my. So I've talked about my friends, Hanan and Natalie, a husband and wife team, owners of 2 lovely restaurants, Tre Piatti and Don Chava. We talked about how they had to move from their original spot across the street from Los Muertos Brewing on Lázaro Cárdenas. We talked about that whole block. There's a whole block there on Lázaro Cárdenas, the one that they sat on one corner, and it goes almost all the way to the end where they're going to have a big condo development, and where they had everybody leave. All these little businesses are now empty, and which is interesting because they started working on it, and then for some reason everything kind of stalled over there. Local realtor told me that they might not have the proper permits. I don't know, but good luck. But Tre Piatti and Don Chava had to move, and we're gonna hear about it. The move. We're gonna hear about their new space, and we're going to hear again about their unique and delicious restaurants. It's been almost 9 years since we talked, so we need to do some reintroducing now, don't we? So let's go right now to Vestuviano Carranza 212 in Zona Romantica, in the new space for Don Chava Taqueria and Tre Piatti Restaurante. And let's hear from these two dedicated chefs, Natalie and Hanan, about their new place in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Hanan and Natalie, thanks for coming back on the show.
Thank you for having us.
I went and I looked back, and we did our last interview in August of 2017. It's been like 9 years.
That's right. Yeah.
9 years?
Yeah. Well, see.
I thought it was like 6 years, maybe.
Oh, no.
5.
No, you were with us right after we opened.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, exactly. And the place that where you opened, we're going to be talking about that because you're not there anymore. It was this beautiful place with a mango tree in the middle of it.
That's
and
right.
2 mango trees.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened. You had to make a move. What happened there?
They sold the property. And when we first got our lease there, they had told us that eventually they would probably sell it at some point. They give us 2 years, and then it became 10 years where they did not sell it.
They said so this is 11 years ago when we first moved in, they said, we just want to let you know, it might be 2 or 3 years and we might need to tell you to leave. So don't invest too much money into the space yet. Just to warn you, I don't want it to be any surprises. We want to be, which is very nice of them to be fun with us. And luckily we got 10 years out of it instead of 2 or 3.
Oh, right.
And we, didn't feel comfortable in the way it was. So we did invest a lot of money into both that and the Don Chava to make them, great. And thank God that we built the brand and that we got a clientele there, but we definitely, I don't know if we made our investment back with how much we invested into those places to make them functional and for, somewhere we were comfortable being for all day long.
It was an old space.
It was
right.
always falling apart and so much maintenance and with the trees.
So we were
everything.
Constantly investing.
The roof
back
was caving in. Also, it almost fell on an employee on a piece of the ceiling one day.
No good.
The trees were a lot of maintenance.
Well, I remember, the mangoes when they would drop, mango, and sometimes they hit that laminar roof. Yeah.
Here too.
Oh, you get that here too?
So we have one of our mangoes, and then these are from the other restaurant here in front. And all day long, you're hearing, for these few months, we're hearing the bombs again. It's exactly.
But it sounds like a bomb. You're going to give someone a heart attack. It's very scary.
Well,
it's very similar.
It's like being at home. It's like it's being at the old place. So, So there's some great improvements because you've moved to a place that's not falling apart, right?
Right.
Yes. So tell us about your new place. Tell us about your space.
It's our dream space, and it's unbelievable that we were able to find a space to accommodate 2 restaurants.
Yeah, because it
was unbelievable.
What you had before, you had actually 2 spaces.
2 separate spaces.
Right
yes.
now, you're able to combine
other.
one, right?
Correct, and that was a blessing because we did not know how we were going to do it, and look at us now. And it's exactly the same amount of table spaces, exactly this amount of space that we had in the other 2 spaces. It just fit perfectly like a puzzle.
Right.
It looks bigger with a higher ceiling.
Right.
But we wouldn't have been able to open 2 new restaurants with the rents that they are now. We wouldn't have been able, and who knows where we would have found a space for each one. Right next door to each other, not likely. So a few blocks away, maybe. And then the 2 rents would have definitely been more than this one space. And doing it this way, then the rent has gone up, 4 times since in 11 years.
Yeah.
And, after the pandemic and after, all the low seasons, it's not easy to pay much more rent than we were paying.
Exactly.
We had a good deal, but still, it's hard.
Yeah, there's a limit, right? There's a limit to everything. And so...
And now it's hard also, it's one kitchen. So, yes, it's more... functional in some ways,
convenient.
but now you have before we would have 2 cooks over here, 2 cooks on the other, 2 cooks through a wall on another kitchen, and it was a lot of focus. To keep them focused now, 6 people, young people that are friends and not chatting it up instead of working is not easy either.
Yeah.
But the best thing about the whole thing is that we got the pastor from Don Chava. We got the pastor outside, so now there's no smoke, there's no heat.
Right.
There's actually nice and cool in Don Chava. Too cold sometimes that we feel like the tacos get cold too fast.
Really?
It's a very different. We have a dream space.
Yeah.
But it's still challenging, and there's.
We had to move very fast.
Yeah, you did.
And that was a huge challenge for Hanan and I. We didn't have a lot of time. So I told my employees, I said, meet me in church and let's pray for a miracle, because we have so many employees. And I thought, what are we going to do? How, we care about our employees, and they have families and children, and that this is their livelihood. Hanan and I would have been fine, but to have to look for a space, we found a space. Hanan was in New York, and I was in Sayulita, because they told us we had to leave the day we were closing for the month of September.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I
And so
remember
that was
this.
really rough. So Hanan was in New York with his mom. I was in Sayulita, and we were just trying to find a space without even being here. So surprisingly enough, everyone's so lovely here. All of the restaurant owners support each other very much. And until we got to talking to everyone, and everyone helped us out and came, they got in touch with us, which was lovely, because they thought, how can we help? And so
a lot of our customers.
Yeah, a lot of our customers.
So how can we help?
There was so much support in this community. It's amazing.
We would have never got that in San Francisco or anywhere.
No,
Yeah.
right.
The support is it's just amazing. And so somehow we found a space without even being in Vallarta.
It's amazing in that way.
Yeah. And so we basically moved 2 restaurants in 3 weeks and opened one of them in 3 weeks, and the other one the week after. The week after, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, remind everybody about Tre Piatti. I mean, what is it that you do? You do something very different than anybody does. So tell us a little bit about Tre
When
Piatti.
Hanan and I were in San Francisco, we knew that we would probably. I'm a pastry chef, and he's the chef de cuisine, right? And yeah, he does the food. And so we knew that we probably were not going to be able to open something up without investors and this, that, and the other in San Francisco, because it would be too expensive. My parents being from Guadalajara, Mexican American, I told Hanan, why don't we try and go to Vallarta and see if there's a customer base for us there, and we can open up our own restaurant. And so I came here for a month, and I told him I would be happy if I never went back. And he said, let's do it. So within a year, we came here, and there was a clientele base, people from New York, Chicago, snowbirds. And within that year, we were written up in the New York Times, because there was it was
36 hours
36 hours on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
And so we became huge, and it's lovely, because we change our menu every 3 weeks. We used to change it every 2 weeks. We use all the local fare. California, of course, has so much. Of course, they don't have here, but what we use here is incredible as well.
Yeah.
And so I feel very blessed to be here and to offer the food that we do here.
We kind of, for me at least, with the menus that I do, I pretend like I'm still in California, because you can get things all year round here, but I pretend, I get very seasonal, pretend like I'm in California. And so with corn and zucchini and basil and peaches in the summer, right? And then in the winter, we're doing pumpkin, sweet potato, and root vegetables. And spring is peas and favas. And all snow pea, all kinds of, but we do very seasonal, like, American, we pretend like an American season.
We still do, we still cook and bake as if we were in California. Sourdough, which as a baker, it challenged me because of the moisture here.
Yeah.
And so it's challenging, but we make it work. Yeah. And people appreciate that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and there's 3 appetizers, 3 pastas, 3 entrees, 3 desserts, and 3 side dishes. And every 3 weeks they all change. So every 3 weeks there's 15 new dishes, and we've done in 11 years 1,000 different dishes already.
Amazing.
For me, now, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't had any pastry or bread really better than Natalie's in all of Mexico for sure. And and our styles work well together. Like her desserts go with mine, and she also, I wanted a dessert on the menu, and she said, "That's not summer," So,
But I made it work.
Right, but again, she's thinking the same way I'm thinking. She's thinking, what do people want to eat in this hot weather? And my dishes also right now are hot weather dish. But also what's available at the markets, and the some people trust us. Most people trust us and just say, okay, you just bring whatever you want. We'll share everything.
Yeah.
We'll share one of each on the menu. That's perfect, because then they really get to try everything. Otherwise, come a few times during 3 weeks and try everything. But me and Natalie and I get sick of the menu after 1 week, because basically I just have I have 12 little dishes. She's got her 3 desserts, and after we do it for a week, we're ready for a change.
Yeah.
But to train the employees, to train the servers, test them on the menu, train the kitchen, it was crazy. I mean, doing it every 2 weeks.
Right.
By the time, first of all, many people wouldn't
And
even get to try.
people want to come back.
They wouldn't even get to try the dish.
For something
again.
specific, right?
So they'll come back and they want to try the menu again. So 3 weeks is perfect.
Yeah.
But what is extremely challenging is in the low season here, Hanan and I, we invest a lot of time. We could have our reservation book with no reservations, but we're still yet here really working very hard at making these dishes amazing, not knowing if we're going to have tables or not.
We don't.
So,
we still work the same amount of hours. Whether
Right.
there's,
Sure.
in high season when we're serving
Right.
70 people a night, or low season 10 people a night. There's no.
Right. So we're still here slaving. They come at 7 a.m. We're still creating these
6
amazing
in the
dishes. 6 a.m, yes.
Couple of people.
And not knowing if a table is going to come
Yeah,
in
we
or
have people
not.
prepping at 6 a.m. for a
Yeah.
service that starts not till 5:30.
Yeah.
The first person will finally come at 7
Right.
at night.
Yeah.
And then you end up serving maybe 3 tables, and we're prepping all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very
Sure.
serious.
Yeah.
It's not probably financially not very smart, but this is what this is our
But
art.
that's
This
what
is
our heart is
yeah, this
in.
is our passion.
Yeah.
This is what we like doing. Thankfully, Don Chava helps with if Tre Piatti is not busy and not making money.
Supports
I
it.
don't think we would still be able to keep Tre Piatti. It wouldn't make sense financially to keep Tre Piatti open all year round without the taqueria.
Right.
All right, so
helping.
let's talk about that taqueria. Let's talk about Don Chava. So what
Well,
happens there?
Okay, so Hanan and I, when we first opened up Tre Piatti, we would leave exhausted very late in the night, and we'd say, let's go get tacos. So we found a place that we really loved, and we would go there every night, and a lot of the employees said, oh, you guys should open something up. Can we work for you? And anyway, so the space next door to us opened up, and Hanan and I looked at each other and said, why don't we open up a taqueria? Just because we wanted to eat tacos, and we wanted to use, because when you eat in the street, it's hit or miss sometimes. You just don't know. And don't get me wrong, the tacos are amazing on the street here. But sometimes, So anyway, we found the space available next to us. We opened it up and we said, let's do a taqueria, because we wanted to use all the best meat, the best tortillas, the best that we can find. And then it became so popular with even our customers from Tre Piatti,
Yeah.
because they liked it too. So I love the contrast of this restaurant versus Don Chava.
Yeah, you can't get more opposite.
You can't get more opposite.
Sometimes the same people come at lunch to Don Chava
So
and
we
dinner at
see,
Tre Piatti.
so we see our customers coming to both.
Yeah.
And so that's,
And what's nice
Yeah.
now, the way that we did it, you have to pass Don Chava to get to Tre Piatti.
You do. Yeah.
Right.
And so, people get to see, oh, that's fun. That looks good. People are having a good time and the drinks look good. The food looks good and they come. Or they, if they don't already know about it, then they come. And that's 11 to 11 every day of the week, In low season, we'll see in the future with low seasons, if we're going to continue to do that. But right now, for now, it's low.
well, we don't
11 to
advertise
11
too much,
every day.
especially because Tre Piatti only has 14 tables. But with Don Chava, when people come and eat the tacos, you see them
The next day.
every
The
day,
Yeah.
every day.
Oh, yeah.
And they're tourists and they'll just come and they'll be here the whole week.
That's-
So it's nice. It's nice to see that.
You have
Mhm.
some people that want to try 10 different places while they're here for 5 days. One place for lunch, different place
Yeah.
for dinner. And then there's other people that don't want to risk it. They have their first meal is good at somewhere and they see, oh, there's other options here. And they just keep going back to them, but they don't want to risk it on vacation. They
Right.
want to have a
No.
good meal. But it's really fun. We made a taqueria that was a little bit more like my style because there's sports usually on the TVs.
Uh-huh.
And but I kind of thought about everything I like. I want to eat. This is what I want to eat. This is what I want to drink. This is what I want to watch. And the sports brings people. Natalie isn't into sports, but it's a
it's
fun
okay.
place.
Yeah, it's a fun-
music.
yeah.
If you don't want to watch this TV, when the music and the food is enough.
And I love that we have Mexicans and Americans. We don't just have. It's nice to see Mexicans eating tacos
Local.
at our locals at
Yeah.
our place because that's when you know.
Or people
They like
visiting
it.
from
That
other
it's
You're
good.
doing it right.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, yeah.
exactly. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
exactly right.
But it's fun, and I don't think we would be. I think we would be bored with just Tre Piatti or just Don Chava. Just Don Chava, we wouldn't get to do what we love to do.
Right.
We're not. I'm not waking up like I can't wait to make a sirloin quesadilla. We want to do our nice food.
Yeah.
I could have 4. We'd probably would be more smart to have 4 Don Chavas and no Tre Piattis, but we wouldn't be. We wouldn't be. We wouldn't be challenged.
but we like
wouldn't
the
be,
intimacy of
wouldn't-
our
we wouldn't-
customers. We become friends with our customers, and we have.
Oh well, we wouldn't
We
be
have
fulfilled
amazing-
professionally.
yeah.
Fulfilled. We love to do. We love.
We're here
to
every
make the
night.
food
We
we do.
we talk to. We create relationships with our customers, and they become our friends,
Yeah.
and that's very fulfilling to see them enjoy both restaurants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that to me for Hanan and I is a great joy as well.
Yeah.
Because that we make them happy, they enjoy the food, we create relationships with them, and to me that's part of they love our employees. Our
Right.
employees are happy. It's like a big family. So I think that's a big part of having a restaurant, not being away from it and just doing one menu and
Yeah, like we said, it's almost like everyone's so friends and everything. It's tough. You just got to keep it focused.
Yeah.
That's our job. But more than anything, is keeping this fun, happy, good crew concentrated on the food.
And
on
we're
their work.
really not in it for the money because if we were, we would have a lot of money right now. Like it's, a lot of people are like, oh my God, you have to, no.
No.
No,
Restaurant
it's-
business is not easy.
No, it's not.
not.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Well, I sit there in Don Chava and I know that your clients love you because they walk in. I can see all the love and hugging, and,
Right.
as they're ushered into Tre Piatti for
Of course.
a a great meal. Tell us again what you guys you're everywhere. You're on your social. You're everywhere on like Facebook and
Well, we Hanan and I are not on social media.
Personally,
No, the
personally,
restaurants,
yeah,
right.
but for the restaurant,
right?
yeah.
they're
So
on
it's really
Facebook,
hard for us
Instagram,
because
both.
I don't. Friends or family of mine or his as well will send us things because we don't know because we're not on personally
hardly
on
know how
social
to
media,
use a
so we
phone.
don't
I don't know.
we don't know.
for you guys.
But it is nice when people send us things and say, "Oh, look, this person said this about you guys," or this because we're always working here and
Right.
thinking of food and pastries.
And we know it's a lot more. We're
Yeah.
starting to. We've known for a long time that it's a lot more about social media now, and it's very important, especially
Right.
Instagram. I know. So we're starting to finally because there's some nights that we did 0 people here. There's 2 nights that we did 0 people at Tre Piatti. There was nights that we did record lows at Don Chava. So now we're finally giving in and saying, okay, if that's what we have to do, fine, but that's not us, you know?
Yeah.
But we're going to have to, keep up with the times finally.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll listen. Well, I'll have links to. I know you got a Facebook page there, and I know you also have a website. So I've got links to all that stuff in the show notes. You'll find it at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. And I've taken pictures of the inside of the new Don Chava and of the new Tre Piatti, and you can find that in the show notes as well. Is there anything that I'm missing? Anything?
Well, if you want to hear a little bit more about when we moved. So when we first took over the space, it was completely, there was no ceiling there was no roof here in Tre Piatti. There was no ceiling in Don Chava. There was just hanging wires, and the ceiling was the condo above us. So the wires were also cut in a way where we had to rewire it was just starting almost from like a blank space. The good news is the bones of the building were amazing. The people before us built a very expensive kitchen, very expensive gas lines, tons of power, tons of water, tons of, everything you can imagine is amazing. It's a Michelin star restaurant floor with floor drains, angled floor.
They invested a lot of money in the space.
Office, air conditioned, you can't imagine. The bones were there, but it was a huge investment.
And in 3 weeks, moving 2 restaurants.
When the night before we opened Don Chava, people were coming by. We had a sign opening.
They said, you're not going to know.
They come by and said, when are you opening? I said, tomorrow. They said,
you're crazy.
They thought like a week.
I said, no,
and then people came, and then people had, we had probably 10 reservations. And every single reservation had heard from other people, oh, you were going there tonight? I would go check. I don't think they're going to open today. So literally that morning, that afternoon, at noon, people for their reservations were coming by and looking in here to see, are you guys really opening? And he said, yeah. And they looked at it. It looked like it had a week away. And in 5 hours, there was food on the table, of his normal service going on. We made it we made it smooth like that. It's things pretty quickly. It started running like a well-oiled machine, both of them, We're good. Luckily, we opened on Chava first. So we had 1 week to figure that out, which still we needed more than a week because it was it was way different with a pastor in the front and this coming out of the kitchen and new servers and new staff and new kitchen staff,
and
a lot of stuff.
Both of the kitchens getting used to working in the same space.
And we were trying to get this open. So we couldn't just spend our 1 week concentrating on that. Natalie was pissed at me. I was up in the office trying to get everything ready for Tre Piatti while Don Chava was in their first week, and she was like, get down here. Get down here. They're not. I'm like, they know how to make a quesadilla. They made a quesadilla a block away. Like, let them figure, they don't need to, we need to figure out the systems, but it's not something that I need to be cooking a taco with them. They know how to do it. Yeah. Now we just have to figure out how to do that. And let me concentrate on this because Tre Piatti is not going to open.
We opened it the week after.
So we were.
It
was.
This whole group
we were.
How did you do it without killing each other? It was good. Wow.
No, I had probably 3 or 4 panic attacks. But when he would, so we support each other. If I start hyperventilating, then he's like, get it together. And then when he does, I'm like, get it together. So we're very good at helping each other out in that way. We're a good team for sure.
I had to buy an O.J. Simpson Bronco after the whole event, and I didn't without killing my wife. That's what happened.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So we were definitely at each other, but it was.
But that's normal, really, with the stress level.
The first few weeks, everything was great. And when we opened, it was no time either. We were full at Don Chava. The day we opened here, it started full.
Yeah.
That was December 5th, Don Chava, until the fires, February 22nd. Every night, full line Don Chava.
Line down,
Tre Piatti, every night, full. Even you had to make a reservation a couple days ahead of time.
Yeah.
So we came out of the gates really, really fat. We couldn't have it, right? I was sleeping 2 hours a night for many months.
Yeah.
3 hours a night, maybe. And
the customer base changed for Don Chava. And it's just right around the corner.
Yeah.
Completely changed.
Interesting. Yeah.
Tre Piatti stayed the same, of course, because we have our
Yeah, the
tried and
regulars.
true regulars. Yeah. But for sure, Don Chava changed because of the location, and it's
Right.
just around the corner,
I
which
think
is
it-
interesting.
I think
You
I
think
think it
there's
has to
less foot traffic here
Much.
or
No.
more?
much less.
No,
Less
less foot traffic, but
Diff-
people from all the condominiums who come on vacation
Oh, yeah.
versus in the other location, it's street. It's
like
it's a lot because of
more
the street.
partiers.
Yeah,
Right.
almost
Yeah.
like-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So people would just kind of roll in and roll out.
We
But
would have the
here
drag queens
now,
after the shows.
yeah,
We don't get them
yeah.
anymore here, right? You know,
Uh-huh.
like it's a very
It
different.
changed
was a
very different,
colorful-
yeah.
It was and we would get people. It was hot in there, smoky. People would come in and out quick. Now people sit here all night in air conditioning, eating
Oh, yeah.
tacos.
Oh, it's
And
wonderful.
they're
It's beautiful.
So-
and now you can actually watch people cook, which is really nice. You got the
Yeah,
open kitchen.
open kitchen.
Which is really great if you're sitting there having a taco or a quesadilla or whatever it is. You know?
Exactly. And then they come to the restroom, so they pass by Tre Piatti and they're curious.
Yeah, they're kinda
because they
peeking
look
around there.
in and
Yeah.
and so that creates kind of like a nice little buzz.
Little
for
I
Tre
think that
Piatti.
we're also getting a little bit higher end crowd at Don Chava because it looks a little fancier from the outside than it used to.
Uh-huh.
It was a rustic, smoky, normal taqueria. Now it looks that looks nice. You know, like kind of like a nicer place. So I think we're getting a little different clientele because of that also.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We got everything where the bar is. Everything is just really nicely. Everything is all set up really.
But
nice.
it's definitely not from social media that we need to start doing more.
Hey, that's right. Yeah, look, we'll
Well,
work
we
on
want
that.
people to be comfortable
Yeah.
and eat comfortably without, a huge line and people just like anxious and pushing people out.
Right, right.
And we
Or-
have no problems.
yeah, we
and
want
we have
people
no
to-
problems during high season. I tell you, with the staff, everyone's running around, working like crazy. They have no time to talk to
Well-oiled
each other,
machine,
be
yeah.
friends. You know, everyone's
Right.
just doing it. It's just so much easier. And now when it's slow, is all right, guys.
It's a little
It's just a
harder,
little more babysitting and less kind of just concentration on work, which is not what we like to do.
No, but before you know it, it'll be high season again.
That's right.
That's just
As it
things-
always is.
Things start up again really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, we're hoping for
All right, address. Where are you at?
Vestuviano Carranza 212.
212, and I'll have a Google map will take you right to the front door. Let's see, who's across from you guys? What's a good landmark
well,
for you guys?
I mean, almost Monzon.
Monzon.
Right next
yeah.
to Iku. Right next to
Right now,
Iku.
there's Monzon would be
Okay, that's probably the
yeah.
closest thing.
And then we're next to Iku. Iku
Okay,
is right
Iku,
next
yeah.
to us. Yeah.
All right, very
Yep.
cool. All right. Once again, look for it in the show notes or, hey, Google it. Everybody can do that. Don Chava or Tre Piatti. Wow. Hanan, Natalie, thanks for coming back
Thank
on the show
you.
again.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Aw.
sharing your story with us. It's been, like I said, 9 years. It's about time that I
Aw.
reintroduce you guys to the listeners.
Thank you.
And and thank you. Thanks very
We
much.
appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Natalie and Hanan. Your restaurants are just so beautiful, and the food is absolutely wonderful. Outstanding. Over at Tre Piatti, never boring. That changing menu. Every 3 weeks. Can you imagine having to rearrange every 3 weeks and figuring a new menu? These guys can do it, and they do it really, really well. And of course, their taco stand with air conditioning. Both restaurants are air conditioned. They're on my list. They're on my air conditioned list. I have pictures of the new locations. They're right there in the show notes. You know that Don Chava is on the top of my Munchies in the Romantic Zone list. And speaking of lists, I will mail that to you. Just send me an email to pvtravelshow.com and I'll get one right out to you. And this has been a long one, but I'll be back really soon with my next episode. That should do it for this week. Stay tuned for more on-the-ground reports from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico with travel tips, great restaurant and excursion ideas, and more. But until then, remember that this is an interactive show where I depend on your questions, your suggestions about all things Puerto Vallarta. If you think of something that I should be talking about, please reach out to me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending us your message. Once again, if you like this podcast, please take the time and subscribe and follow. Share with a lover of Puerto Vallarta or give me a good review wherever or however you happen to be listening. That way we can get the word out to more and more people about the magic of this place, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Remember, I made it easy for you to do just that with each episode I create. But if you haven't been to my website, where have you been? You really need to have a look there. I have links to places that we talk about, interesting pictures, and more right there in my blog posts in the show notes for each episode of the show. So check them out for sure if you haven't already. All right? All right. Thanks to all of my guests this week. Thanks to Rosio and James from Chela's on the Malecon and the Romantic Walk with their new location right there at Chela's. A great combination, I must say. And thanks to Dale and to Kim, and good luck on the 26th. Good luck tomorrow over at El Granero with your International Toilet Paper Day Drive. It's a great idea. It's a great way to help if you can. I have links in the show notes. And remember, you can always find those links and continue to send that money for the toilet paper later on. Oh, all right. And I want to thank my two friends, Natalie and Hanan from Tre Piatti and Don Chava. They've got a great story. I am so glad that you found the perfect new home. It is beautiful. I have links to both their restaurants in the show notes as well. Check it out for sure over at my website, over at www.PuertoVallartaTravelShow.com. Thanks to all of you for listening all the way through this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. This is Barry Kessler signing off with a wish for you all to slow down, be kind, and live the Vallarta lifestyle. Nos vemos, amigos.
Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar, samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de amor junto al mar. Solo camino eterno por la playa, me encuentro junto al río cuando todo está en calma. Pronto cae la noche, brillas Puerto Vallarta.